Good day, Thobela Lekai, South Africa. Welcome to another segment of our podcast. As you know, this is Quality Podcast. We aim to give you an exciting dream into the lives and times and the journeys that are traversed by various people in various walks of life. We are here to share their journey and they inspire you to be able to continue with other inspirational walks of life that you want to embark on. As today we bring you I refer to him as a gentle giant, and I refer to him as a gentle giant as a way of appreciation, and is none other than Mr. Kotlolo. Thobela le kae?
Thobela for sure.
Le kae?
Damn right.
Awa, na re gona.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. No. To me, it's an honor.
Yeah.
To finally meet the great Kotlolo. I grew up knowing the name.
Yeah.
But today it's a great honor to finally meet you. And growing up knowing the surname, there is Mr. Kotlolo, I never got to know who is Mr. Kotlolo.
Okay.
Yeah.
I call myself Adrew Kotlolo more than Mr. Kotlolo.
Yeah.
I was born in a farm between Mahube and Rutan. It's called Claverflay.
Yes.
During those difficult times.
Yes.
And then I grew up between the farm during latte, in other words, during latte, and then from there it was Benoni. At the time it was Etwato. That was before Davidton.
Yes.
So my schooling started at Davidton in 1965.
Okay.
And I was doing Zulu there because there was no Sesotho.
Oh, yes.
So 1966, Etwato was demolished to make way for Davidton.
Oh, yes, I see.
So my father took me back home. That is during Lahtahatlopo.
Okay.
I remember when I did what I think it's grade 2 now. At the time, Nelly Sapi.
Oh, yeah.
I was not even able to speak Sesotho.
Because from the Zulu.
Traditional
schooling.
Yeah. So I carried on go Klorporo Primary School until standard 6. And that was back in 1972.
Okay.
And then I had a gap year in 1973 because my father could not afford fees for my high school.
Oh, yeah, I see. Okay.
So it was a gap year in 1973. And then in 1974, I was able to go back to Mabake and proceed with my studies for 1974 and 1975.
Okay.
And that very same year, my father died in 1975.
Oh.
So you can imagine if you were struggling whilst your father was alive, what if he's no longer?
Yeah.
But the life just carried on.
Yes.
And then I started to do what you call enrollment with places like Damelin College.
Oh, yes.
And then in and out until 1982.
Okay.
When I completed my matric.
And
then I got my first job with the Transnet.
Okay.
As what you call a booking clerk.
Oh.
Yeah, so I was selling tickets and so on. Yeah. And I stayed there until 1987.
Okay.
And in 1987, I moved to insurance.
Okay.
I joined a company called Hoskins Insurance Brokers as a filing clerk.
Yeah.
Because I was a guy from the farms, I did not know what is insurance.
Yeah, I can imagine.
It was a new thing to me.
Yeah.
And then I said, no, but I think I can study this.
Yeah.
Then I enrolled insurance with they call it COP.
Oh, yes.
To get the qualification. Certificate of proficiency. That's the entry level. Yeah. And I remember I spoke to my boss at the time. I said, hey, but I managed to get COP. Are you prepared to offer me a better job other than a filing clerk?
Yeah.
Then his name was John Heyman. Then he said, no. Couldn't believe that I studied COP.
Yes, like
But I was able to pass it and I could show him the certificate.
Yeah.
Then he made me what we call broker marketing.
Oh, I see the sector.
But that was short term.
Yeah.
So I ran with Hoskins from 1987 until 1991.
Okay.
Around 92.
Yeah, that was it. Those were great years.
Yeah. So when I left Hoskins Insurance Brokers, I wanted to know how did they get paid, because they were actually not insurance.
From clients.
Yeah, how do they make their money?
Yeah.
And I realized they're making money through commission.
Yeah.
Then I decided but I can do my own brokerage. I mean, what else do I need to do to start my own business as an insurance broker? Yeah. Then I registered a company called under my name and my surname, but instead I call it short, AMK Insurance Brokers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. And I ran with that for quite a while until 1996. Yeah.
Oh, 1996, okay. You being a broker now?
I was an insurance broker, so I was writing business for the insurance company, and they pay me commission for it. You know, and during that process, I also learned about long-term insurance. Because I was doing short-term and I was doing long-term. Yeah, that's how I got into a brokerage.
The brokerage. Yeah. And you know, as you touched on your schooling and how you got into the entry level of the business side.
Yes.
And you know, many people tend to believe that in every business, the sector that you enter into, there are normally no challenges. What normally were the ordinary challenges that you faced, and that said to you, now I'm quitting?
Yeah. Well, every business has got challenges. Firstly will be the finances.
Yes.
Well, with brokerage, obviously you don't need a lot of finance, because you write a business, the insurance company pays you commission.
Yes.
And out of the commission, I started to build the resources. Like I started to build, income where I can afford to buy a beautiful car. Because I need to create an impression. I'm not going to be advising people about finances when I do not give a good example. So I was able to buy my first Mercedes-Benz.
Yes.
So it created an impression when I come and talk to you about how can you invest your money, how can you do that, and so on and so on.
Okay.
But the challenges remains that you need finances to do all that.
Oh yes. And I think during those years there were a few black people in the sector, isn't it?
Very much. There were quite few. There was this level of top bracket. For example, if you talk of top bracket, you talk of professional people, you're talking of lawyers, doctors, engineers, and so on. Then there's a low market where you talk about everybody, police, nurses, construction workers, and so on. So it was very rare to become a top bracket type of a consultant. Because not all the insurance company would underwrite top brackets. We look at big boys like Sanlam. Santam was more on short-term insurance. Sanlam was long-term insurance, and Santam is short-term.
And there is this thing when we grow up, and even now, I normally see it in the legal sector. They'll tell you that there is the issue of briefs, where there is a certain race that is briefed more than the other. I believe during those early years when you started, there were the issue of race that were much more imminent.
Yeah, they're very serious issues. Very, very serious issues, because with my car, I wouldn't be able to go and consult with a white man, advise him how he can invest and so on. I was not allowed, or he would not even listen to me. So I was restricted to my own black brothers, and that I had no control over it.
And I think also that also build up to the issue of, say, it then gives you a difficult start like normally in ordinary business.
Definitely, because you can imagine, we black people coming from a lot of poverty.
Yeah.
So when you talk of investing, you're talking of an excess money that you can put in. So our black brothers and sisters did not have enough money to put aside as an investment for future use. Yeah.
Oh, no. Yeah. No, I get it, because even as growing up now as young people, we have that challenge of also trusting our black brokers with our money. So I believe you had that problem also yourself coming up to a person.
You see, it was very difficult to trust anybody with money.
Yeah.
But it's important, even now, it's very, very important to listen to financial advisors.
Yes.
If you look at other sectors like the soccer field, where people are paid a lot of money, but they do not get a proper financial advice, and they end up with nothing at the end of the day.
And when you mentioned this, the issue of proper financial advice, I believe you have interacted with many whom you have advised to take a correct path.
Yeah.
You have those that you wish they listen to you.
Exactly. A lot of them, where you can give him an example to say, I always tell people, if the year starts, what is your target for this year? What is it that you want to achieve? Give yourself a target for 2024. And come the end of 2024, say, but how far did I go with my target? Did I meet my target? And be realistic with yourself and say, if you did not meet it, where did I go wrong? I said, but I did this and did this. And then we say, okay, can I correct what I've done? The following year is 2025. Can I give myself a target and plan to meet that target? So if you don't meet the target, you must be realistic and say, but where did I miss it? Can I correct it? And then start working towards correcting your target. So I need to meet my target.
And there is this thing. It's a topic I've been having recently. I know financial advisors, they've got a serious issue with cars.
Yeah.
So in the financial industry, in the advisor industry, the issue of a car as a liability or as an asset, is it a topical issue?
I think a car is a liability more than an asset. Because you can buy a car today, and in the next 3-4 months it lost value. You buy it for a certain price, but after 3 or 4 months that price is gone. You understand? And this takes me back to when I was studying insurance. There was a lesson where we were given 2 people. The one wants to save 600 rand to repair his car in case it is damaged. The other one invests 600 rand into an insurance. In 3 months' time, the guy who's investing 600 will be having 1,800, and the guy who is investing in insurance would have a value. So if both were to have an accident, and that accident is in the region of 70,000-80,000, the guy who saves 600 will be having 1,800. The person who saves through insurance will be having the value of that claim. That's where the difference is.
Okay. Because now I've learned something. Because I used to question the issue of why, when I'm paying for insurance, I'm paying you 1,000 and so forth, and then they claim the value of the car and so forth. So it's the issue of how the economy is structured in the industry, in terms of the terms of the insurance.
You see, when you sign for an insurance for your car, for example, you pay a premium. That premium is invested in a pool.
Okay.
It's not like when you say to the bank, I want to save 600 rand fixed deposit. After 3 months, it will be 1,800. So in a pool of insurance, it's actually buying you a risk of whatever values you have. So that is why it's important to put money into insurance to protect your assets.
And I believe it now brings to the question of, when you were starting, you never had an option of a franchise, of a broker, or what value proposition did you have on the table?
I think if you look where I come from, coming from the Transnet as a booking clerk, selling tickets at the end of the month, you do what you call month-end report. Like during the month, you do the trial balance and so on. And then from there, moving to Hoskins Insurance Brokers. It was sort of a preparation for me in case I were to go into other businesses.
Okay.
Like if I were to go into franchise, I'll understand the business model. For example, when I left the insurance, I saw an opportunity of going into franchising.
Okay.
But then I was ready because I knew figures, and then I knew insurance.
Okay.
So all what I needed to do there was to understand labor relations.
How to deal with people now.
Yeah. So it means now I've got the knowledge of figures, I've got the knowledge of insurance. Now I'm going to be employing people in a franchise. I need to know about labor matters. So that was the part that I needed to study. Then I went to study labor. So I was equipped with knowledge of finances, insurance, and then labor. Yeah. But just to answer you better, after I left the insurance, I saw this opportunity of a franchisee opportunity. Then I applied for it.
Okay.
And then I was given an opportunity by BP.
By BP.
Yes.
And
as a franchisee.
As a franchisee.
Yes.
And that's where your skill now of labor now kicks in, because now you deal with different individuals dealing with their challenges.
Yeah. As a franchisee, obviously, it was the retail side, so you're going to be selling, you need to make profit, you need to have other things, you're going to employ people, you need to pay wages, all those things comes into a cost. So you need to do a business plan and explain to BP, how do you think you're going to run the business?
And I believe during those era, the years that you started BP, there were few black people.
Definitely. Definitely. It was a very difficult market.
Yeah.
I remember when I went for training in Cape Town, I was actually the only black guy who was training for franchising. And at that time, it was when this 24-hour operation in township started.
Okay.
And I was sitting there saying, 24 hours in Mamelodi. Is this thing going to work?
Yeah, and this is Mamelodi.
I thought it's not going to work. But when I started, I could see the reason why there is this 24-hour operation. For example, I was at the garage about 11:30. There comes a guy from Mamelodi West, and he wants a gripe water. He had a child, a small child. And he got the gripe water in the shop.
Because the garage now is open.
And I thought, no, but maybe that is why this thing people have done. I think they've done a study. And I think that's what every person should do. If you want to go into business, you must do a research and find out, is this model going to work for me? Or is it going to fall away? If you think in the olden days, you'd come to a filling station and there will be maybe 2 pumps. And you just fill up petrol, then you go. Fill up petrol, then you go. Maybe oil, you go. And I think that business came to a stage where it has reached a ceiling.
The one of
only pumps. So you needed to bring a change. So that you can actually go through the ceiling. Now, if you do not do that,
you're going to be stuck.
Yeah, if you hit the ceiling and you don't make a change, then you're going to be going down. I read a book by a guy called Mike Nkuna. And I quote what he says in his book. He says, in life, if you don't make a change, you don't matter. If you don't make a change, you don't matter. So you'll see, once the franchise has started, there's not going to be a 24-hour operation. There's going to be a shop that is open 24 hours. There's going to be takeaway, Wimpy attached to that. So that is a change. It's a change moving from those 2
pumps now to a store now.
It's a store now. Later on, there's a Wimpy there. So it's a change that you needed. Now, after some time, you need to go to another change as well. And the second change was when now you start introducing about picking pay, but actually Woolworths started first.
With the garages.
With Woolworths, with engine. And then BP thought, no, but we are left behind.
Let's bring P&P.
But the main thing there was that if you look at the filling station that are operating 24 hours, they actually what you call convenient market.
Oh yes.
So people like Abu Woolworths, Pick and Pay, Spa, they realize they're closing their shop at around 7, 8 o'clock, and they do not have they're losing sales after hours. So they decided to go in bed with this operation here 24 hours. That is why the new change now, it will show you BP has gone to bed with Pick and Pay,
and the Spa
has gone to bed to Shell, and then Woolworths has gone to bed with Angel. Because if you don't do that, if you don't make that change, you're going to fall down.
And you know, I can imagine you take a decision of opening a garage in Mamelodi.
Yes.
what was the idea behind that?
Yeah, you see, it's not really my idea. It's a research that was done.
Okay.
It was the target market that we're targeting.
Okay.
We're targeting not high income people. We're targeting low to middle income people, and they're all in a township. You understand? So if you go to a township, you must expect there are those high income people there. But the majority, the most percentage will be people low to middle income people. And those are the people who's got disposable income. You know, they can spend every day. You know, those are the people that you need.
No. I get it, because you know the reason that I asked the question of why Mamelodi. There is this notion, it's a narrative of where there is high unemployment, there is an issue of it being a crime hotspot. So I believe during your early days you had a challenge with such.
I think the crime came in a later stage. In the earlier days, there was crime, but in a different way. You know, crime was not directed at the business per se. It was directed at the people that collect the money. You know, and now the cash in transit guys got clever. They used another method, and this guy decided now to attack the filling station.
The filling station.
Yeah, but it's a new thing. It's a complete.
But looking at where the filling station business it is now, what do you see as the new model of this filling station operation? Because I believe there are technologies that are being introduced into the contactless filling stations and so forth. So where do you see the vision of the filling station business?
I think there's a challenge there. In the next 20 years, you'll be having very few vehicles on the road that using petrol or diesel. The technology is going to electric vehicles. That's where we're going right now. At the moment in South Africa, there's about 10,000 electric vehicles that are running right now. There are some charging stations in one of the malls. If you go to Mall of Africa, I think there is one. So there's a shift now. Slowly shift that goes toward electric cars. So that is taking away a little bit of fuel sales. Because now instead of you having too many cars, you'll be having less cars for petrol and a few cars for electricity.
And it means now the new business that you in the fuel industry, the energy industry, will be to build charging stations now.
You need to make a change again. Because if you don't make that change, you're going to lose that business where, you know, but you lose charging customers. You need to to sustain your business by making that change that will keep all the customers here. Both electricity and petrol. But obviously the petrol and diesel fuel side will drop a little bit when this thing is going up. If you think when they introduced the 95, there was a petrol called Revoni. It sort of slowly fall away.
Out
of the market. But then the 95 came in. You see, so that fuel is now completely dead. No one has got that. They call it Revoni petrol. I don't know what was it called, but it used to call it Revoni.
And
regular.
The regular one.
Yes.
Now there's 93 and 95.
They brought in 95, then the 95 replaced the regular.
So But I'm looking at the fact that you entered into the energy industry purely as a franchisee.
Yes.
But you had to now learn the energy business now.
Definitely. You have to learn a lot of that. Your site must be viable. And you need also to do a research. I don't want to open up how I did it in Mahube. Because I have to do a research. In my first business in Mahube, I had too many customers. And I wanted to know, but where is these people coming from? So I have to pay money, get a research company to tell me where these people are coming from. And from that study, we realized, okay, if we don't do something at that corner at Mahube, somebody will buy a stand there, build a garage. So all these customers, we're going to lose those customers.
Who are coming from that side.
Yes. That is why Mahube was born. Was born from a study. To say, but where is these customers coming from? They're coming from Lusaka, and this is what this is how they travel. So if you have to have somebody before you come to gardens, then that guy is gonna kill you. That's why we bought that stand there.
Oh, now you're blocking. They say
I'm trying to protect my existing business.
Yeah, they call it market disruption. You disrupt yourself here of giving yourself a stand there.
Yes.
Then you don't have a competition.
So if I don't do that, somebody will do it.
Yeah, I will do it.
And then I'll have a humble pie.
No.
Yeah. So I put a hand in there, and it was shown when Mahube was open. It was actually killing Mamelodi Gardens.
Oh, okay.
So you can imagine if it was somebody else, not me.
Doing that.
Then I would have died a slow death.
And I listening to you, I believe you don't have franchise regrets.
No, definitely. I wouldn't have franchise regret because, franchisee helps you with marketing, branding. People are brand loyal.
Oh, yeah.
You've got some websites it is nowadays. If you're driving a BMW and you go to a garage, it's not named. But it's just,
you're like,
what garage is this? So you need to you need to be associated with a certain brand.
Oh yes.
That's how franchisee comes in. The marketing, advertising, branding.
And you look at your journey, and through all this work that you have done, you have touched lives.
Definitely. I've touched a lot of lives. And the reason was very, very simple because I come from a very poor background. So if you talk poverty, I hate poverty. But I love poor people. See what the difference is? I hate poverty, but I love black people. I like poor people. I'll tell you why I'm saying this because a couple of years back, my neighbor had a son who was going to start grade R or grade 1. And the first day that boy went to that school, there was this boy who had no legs. And that poor guy has never seen a person like that. And he was shivering coming from school. I saw somebody that I've never seen in my life. And he mentioned that boy, and we were just discussing as neighbors. And me and my wife decided to go and look for this boy. And then we found this boy. Actually, at first, when we walked into his yard, the kids were pushing him out with a wheelbarrow. They're going to play. So they were pushing. I said, "No, come back." And we went inside, and then we discussed with the mother to say we heard about this boy. Are you prepared to help? Give us a chance to see how best we can assist the child. But the mother was adamant because there were a couple of people that came and
make promises.
So they broke her heart. It took that lady the whole year to decide whether we can proceed or not.
But it was out of the fear of being disappointed.
Of being disappointed. He did not want to hear a thing. But after a year, I got a call from one of the counselors saying when they wanted to see whether can I carry on to help this boy. And then we started. We brought him to Amjet, were very close to the hospital next door. And then they checked him, they decided they need to do an amputation, blah, blah, blah. And 3-4 months down the line, that boy had prosthetic legs. He was able to walk.
Oh, and that's so touching.
Yeah, it was
because you gave.
The first day when I saw that boy struggling to walk because they're fitted with the legs, and he had to start practicing.
Oh.
The mother was very, very big. Nobody could believe
that
she had a younger sister who actually ran away that night, never slept at home because Michael was so short. Now Michael can walk. And I said, no, who did? She really ran away.
Yeah, it's changed.
But it's something that is very, very close to my heart.
Oh, yes.
And I would live on to help more other people. Not only that, there are people that I help to go to varsity.
Oh, yes.
Couple of them, some of them are teachers.
Oh, yeah.
Some of them are serious people in the department.
Yeah.
But yes, I did touch a lot of people.
Yeah.
And I still think I'll do more
to that
if I were to be exposed to something. So I say, I hate poverty, but I love poor people.
Yeah.
I always want to give back to them something.
Because we used to believe that philanthropy is of Bill Gates and all those the likes, but we people like you in communities that you exist in, you do your own philanthropy work.
Definitely.
To see that.
Yeah.
But what in terms of philanthropy, what is your dream in terms of giving back? I see people have started foundations and they build buildings for the orphan and stuff. Yeah. What is the vision of your philanthropy work?
Yeah, my vision, to be honest with you, I look at the area where I come from, and there's no library. And then I'm so adamant that children need to read books.
Yes.
There's no way that you can strengthen your knowledge without reading.
Yeah.
And I encourage everybody who's able to read must read enough. So a library in that area
is important.
Of utmost importance. Yeah. People must be exposed to library. They can read,
Yeah.
And empower themselves through knowledge.
And that, I think, it's motivated by how you went to school in that area.
Definitely. Because I know there are people like myself.
Yes.
Some of them, they could be finished.
Yeah.
But I carried on.
Yeah.
Carried on. I was able to get my start to school until I did it took me 8 years to do matric.
Yes. And look now where you are.
Yeah, well, I don't think I'll say I'm somewhere else.
Yeah.
You must differentiate. People believe having a business translates to being successful.
Okay.
It is not.
Yeah.
You need to build success out of that business.
Okay.
You can imagine how many businesses close down.
Yeah,
but having a business does not translate into being successful. You can build success out of that business, and you can build a failure out of that business. So having a business, you still need to build your own resources for those rainy days.
And given that understanding, do you believe that, because we grew up with young people, all of them were like, no, I want to own a shop.
Yeah.
And you mentioned the touching issue of going to school, which is very vital. Do you believe in a business as a career, or no, you believe in the combination of the two?
Definitely not. I say to my kids, like I said, all my kids, they've got honors. Honors in this, honors in that. I said to them, don't look at me and think this is the right way to go.
No.
The education comes first. If you want to go into business, fine, try your business. But if something goes wrong with business, then you can fall back to your
studies. Yeah.
And the reason why I'm saying this, in the business that I'm involved in a franchise setup, there are doctors, there are lawyers that own garages. But if something goes wrong with that business, they can fall back to
their career.
To their careers.
Oh,
Unlike me, with matric and courses there and there, I still have to look for another trick. How can I survive? But if you got a career like I'm saying, you must go to school, so that if the business doesn't go well for you, then you can fall back to your career.
You've got a backup plan.
You can fall back to your career.
Meaning that because people have got the wrong impression about business, that people want to drive your Ferraris.
Yeah.
And what is your advice? Because when a young person is in business, the only way we are going to see is the opulence lifestyle that they will be living.
You see, people differ, If you go for a Ferrari, it depends whether your business can afford a Ferrari. Because not all the businesses can afford a Ferrari. But you don't go and buy a Ferrari because you see one, your friend, has got a Ferrari. You look at your finances, stabilize your finances. And if you need to buy a Ferrari, do you really have finance to buy that? Because life is not only about the Ferrari. There are more other things as well. You need to have an accommodation, a decent home. You need to take kids to school. You still got your own life. You need to put some reserve in the future in case you are to live until you are a retired person. But you don't just go rush for a Ferrari. If I've got 3 million or 4 million to go and buy a Ferrari, I'd rather go a property. I'd rather go and invest into property that will grow my investment. Other than having to buy a Ferrari. You can imagine if you buy a Ferrari and you want to sell it, who's the potential buyer?
They're going to be few.
Or maybe zero.
If not zero, they're going to be few.
Because Because a person who can afford to buy a Ferrari wouldn't want to buy a second-hand Ferrari.
Yeah, they want a brand new.
A brand new one. So we didn't have the market for them. You know. And so I wouldn't advise somebody to think of buying a car more than, you know, making sure that you've got a proper investment, especially property. You know, it's just not all the properties, but if you put money to property, you'll never regret.
And I think hearing what you've said and looking at the journey you've traveled, there is a best model that you think this is the model that works for life, which I think many young people out there, they look up to people like you, but they don't know that what is the best model, which is a recipe of life, which they could take from you.
Discipline. Serious discipline. You know, if you can make money, do not want to impress outside people.
No.
Create an impression. I'm making money, I can do it. No. Discipline. You know, you must be disciplined in your finances. Make sure when you've got money saved there, it's saved. It's not your money.
No.
You know, when things are bad, you go and take everything out. No. Discipline. Financial discipline, I'll call that.
That's the center of how to make
discipline. Because remember, you can't say you want to start a business without money, and you want to make money. But if you become reckless with your money, that's the end of you.
And talking about discipline, and you being from having a background scholarly of the labor part, in the petroleum sector, you had young people who will come and work for you. And I believe there are those whom, through them passing through your hands, they are very far.
A lot of them. In our staff meeting, we talk a lot about education. And we talk a lot about people going to school. I even encourage them to say, let not being a petrol attendant be your last journey. You can start and become even further than that. I've got people that left my place. Some of them are lawyers. They are lawyers today. Some of them are business people. You know, some of them they went into a very wrong business, taxi industry. They are out of business now. So it depends which direction you take. You know, if you think you're gonna go into a taxi business, it is a business. It's fun, but it needs your discipline. If you make money, try and save money so that you can go into another business.
Let it be a step ladder.
But I've got people that came from my hands. Some of them, they are lawyers. I know a lawyer, and then I know a business person is now owning one of the filling stations. And then I know one or two people that went into taxi industry. They ended up having more than 4 or 5 taxis. You know, some of them had few of them, and they went down. You know.
And I believe in one of those staff members, those who have made it. But there are those who you wished. This one I did better, or I wish they looked up to me.
There's a lot of them that come back to me and say, you gave us direction in life. Because even if I was in business, I did not behave like I'm a successful person. I behaved like I'm a business person, like an ordinary working person. I've got a salary, you know, like any other person who get a salary in a different environment. So from my salary, I need to say, what do I do to save money? You can never work for your own business and don't have money. Every day you want money, just ignore. You need to have a business plan.
Yes.
Let me give you what happened when I started the business.
Yeah.
When I got the franchisee from BP. I'm gonna speak figures here.
Yeah.
The advert was saying invest 500,000.
Okay.
And for a franchise fee.
Yeah.
I did not have the 500,000.
Okay.
And then over and above that, there was about 180 or 220 for stock. So all in all, it was R1 million.
Oh, yeah.
I did not have that R1 million.
Yeah.
But I have money somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
I went to the bank for a loan of R1 million. The bank said, that's fine. Because I had the property in Mahube, property in Centurion. We'll borrow you money, but we need 120,000 from you.
Oh, yeah.
That's what we call own contribution.
Okay.
Okay, it's fine. And I went to BP, I did everything, I passed, I get a letter of appointment. I went to Cape Town for training, I did my business plan.
Yeah.
So I came back from Cape Town, the shop was just about to be opened the beginning of December 1997. Then I needed to get this R1 million from the bank.
Sure.
Then when I go to the bank, the guy said, no, but everything is ready. All what we need is your 120 own contribution, then we can give you the money. Then I went back and said, but I've got a letter of appointment here.
Yeah. Does it mean something?
Yeah, I went to Macro, I went to do that. I did a 30-day account. And then I took all those 30 days accounts, fill up the shop. Then I went to this guy and said, but here are my invoices for that own contribution.
Yeah.
And he said, good shot. Then he gave me the balance.
Oh, yeah.
But remember, there's a catch there. And the catch will be, I owe this business 120,000. How do I pay it back?
Oh, yeah.
So in my business plan, I said I'm going to be earning 15,000 rand a month.
Or as an employee of the business?
Yeah, as my salary.
Yeah.
So I said, but because I owe this business 120,000, it means I must take 10 months without taking a salary, living from beds and pieces, so that I can pay back
the loan.
This 120. And 10 months was gone, the rest is history.
Discipline.
It's discipline. It goes back to discipline.
Yeah.
I knew I don't have this 120.
Yeah.
But I owe this business. It's my business, but I owe it 150, 120 because I said to the bank, I bought the stock for 120, which it was actually on account.
Yeah.
So I need to pay back this money. And how do I pay it back? Discipline myself for 10 months. Then I know I've got 15,000 rand comes 10, that's 150,000 rand. Then that 120 is paid.
It's paid.
And that was the end. The rest is history.
So drawing from that, it says to us, it depends on your discipline and the character as a person to look at the future. I was listening to you, me being me, with no other income, even the 15,000. The only thing I was going to say, no, let me pay 10,000. Or let me pay 5,000 and take the 10,000.
No, I didn't do that.
Yes.
I wanted to pay back that money so that I don't owe my business.
Oh, yes.
120,000.
Yes.
And the only way to do it is not to take the 15,000.
Yeah.
Leave it from what you call bits and pieces.
Yeah.
I'll get this from there, get this from there, and so on and so on. And it was only for 10 months.
And you know, I'm reminded of something. When you started in 1997, the BP franchise,
yes.
How many garages were in Mahube?
There were about what? There were about 12.
Oh, that time?
Yeah. There were about 12. But none of them had a 24-hour operation.
Oh.
I was the first one to go 24-hour operation.
Oh, yeah. And that was your advantage in the business?
Yes, it was my advantage in the business.
And that being your advantage in the business, I believe it also drew attention from them to say, but our market is slowly diminishing for that particular garage.
What is this guy doing different?
Yes.
Has brought in what you call BP Express.
Oh, yeah.
It operating 24 hours.
Yes.
Then he started seeing people coming in. Engine came in. Total also came in with a Bonjour. And then we're starting to have a lot of 24-hour operation. But BP at my Melody Gardens was the first one to do 24-hour operation.
In that sector.
Yes.
And I know you started in the finance sector and you to the energy sector. what other sector of interest you are in?
Okay, actually my most important sector now, I'm in property.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I'm in property, and that is the best you can ever do.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got properties that I rent to embassies.
Oh yeah.
And then I develop, small complexes as well.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Even bigger complexes. There's one complex that we built in Toyando.
Oh yes.
It's quite big. Njalele actually.
Oh, in Njalele.
Yeah, Njalele. It's a very big mall.
Oh. And because I believe we see you at the Blade Estate. To me, I see that there is a lot of red tape in the development of properties.
Yeah.
What stringent rules are there? Because I see that you need the geo reports for the land and so forth.
Yeah, you see, the geo report and all that is more on the fuel industry.
Okay.
For example, if you have to geo report, you need, because you're going to be digging tanks underground. You need to know what sort of soil we have, what sort of tanks do you need there. But for a place like about the Blade, it's just an environmental impact study.
Okay.
And they also did their own study to say, is this going to work here? And it's working for them. They've done a thorough research.
No. Yeah. I see, because my different view of property, I see white people in that industry. And the only person I recently started to see in the property industry, I think, was Mike Nkuna.
Yeah.
And that's why I was like, no, this is the first black person I'm told is building malls.
Yeah, Mike Nkuna, I'm actually a product of Mike Nkuna.
Okay. The great Mike Nkuna.
Yes.
Now doctor.
Yeah, Dr. Nkuna.
Yeah.
I tell you what, when I started my first business, I did not have any knowledge of investing into fuel industry.
Okay.
Mike Nkuna is the person who actually taught me, what do you do when you've got a land and you want to develop a filling station?
Okay.
You don't relinquish the land to the oil company. That land becomes your land forever. So that you can, whatever, even if I were to sleep now, go underground, my kids will still be having that forever. What the oil companies were doing, they will be trying to tempt you with a certain amount. Let's buy this piece of ground from you, so that they can own you. Because if the land is theirs, they can do what they want.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, come to think about it, because I think that has been the strategy that has been developed around the Midrand side, where I'm told that the land in Midrand, the waterfall side, is owned by a certain family, but there are now property developers who are renting the land and building properties there.
Yes, the land is very, very important. My life at the moment depends on my property investment, not the filling station.
No. You've moved away from that.
Yeah, I've sort of made a move, not completely away, but it's a big shift from fuel industry to property.
Yeah. And how did you meet Mike?
Mike Nkuna, I met him through meetings. Mike Nkuna used to have a BP in Naledi somewhere. So he used to sit in our meetings.
Okay.
So as black BP owners. So that's how I got to meet Mike. And he's got two sons. They are twins actually. Yeah, they're left. There's a Shirley somewhere in Joburg, and there's also a BP as well. And Mike is the guy who gave me a lady who assisted me when I started Mahube Gardens. That lady used to work for Mike Nkuna.
To say this person can manage your business.
Manage your business.
And that's good also.
Yeah, and I worked with that lady for 20 years. 20 years.
No, that's commitment, because people can't commit themselves to actually a black person for 20 years.
No, they can't. Because in my history of a food industry, when I was at Mahube Gardens, and then I was at BP Mahube. And then
the one in transfer.
No, not in transfer. Block BP.
Block BP.
Yeah.
Okay.
And guess what? Now I'm a matriculant with some few courses there and there. And the BP Soshangon was owned by a former inspector. Yes. But he couldn't make it.
Could not manage the business.
They couldn't make
with all the knowledge
with all the education is good. I was called by BP to please come and assist. That was in 2001.
Okay.
Then I went to Soshangon. And then from Soshanguve I went to Mahube.
Oh.
Yeah.
Does BP have a model of resuscitating? Because as you say, you were requested to say, here's the franchise collapsing. Can you be able to take over?
Yeah,
they total run out.
Yeah, they do that. They look at what you're doing. Your sales talks to BP.
Oh yes.
And say, these guys, if with anybody that we can ask, is this one? Please, can you rescue this one?
Oh, okay. Okay, no, I get to see.
Yeah.
And it has been a very interesting conversation because me growing up all these years, I got to know of the great Kotlolo, and I never got to meet him until today in this room.
So, thank you very much for having me.
Yeah, so it's quite a pleasure. But as we wrap up our session, I want to know, what advice would you want to share with young people who will be listening and watching this podcast with great and keen interest?
Yeah. Okay. You see, in life, there's different avenues in life.
Yes.
Choose the correct direction. Be passionate about what you want to do.
Yes.
So don't touch there, and tomorrow morning you are tempted there, you move there. What you want to do, you must be passionate about what you do.
Yes.
But if you start doing this, and 1, 2, 3 are tempted about something else, you're not going to be stable. Sit down and think, is this what I want in my life? You know? And if this is what you want, if you want to go into construction, you must be passionate about construction.
Yeah.
You'll make it. But don't go into construction and you end up saying, but let me go to franchising. Let me go to retail. Let me go to this. No. You end up not going anywhere. If you do something, concentrate on what you're doing and make sure you are passionate about what you do. For example, I can tell you, right, I'm in a fuel industry, but I'm passionate about property.
But you are there in the industry.
But that's what I want. I like food industry will generate income for me, but I'm passionate about property. What I get there, I try to invest into property so that when I do away with fuel industry, property can take care of me.
Oh, it's all about the issue of balancing.
Yes.
Yeah, the investment.
But you must be passionate. I'm very, very passionate about property.
Yes.
But not every property. A property that can take care of you. A property that can grow.
Okay.
You know.
Okay.
You know.
No. I get it, because we tend to buy properties that we.
No, you just buy any property and think I've invested in.
No.
It must be the correct investment. The correct area. Everything must be right. You know.
Okay. No.
You must know if you wanna build a property where I come from and think you have invested.
No.
That's not an investment
area. In the village.
No, it's not an investment area. Definitely not.
Yeah. It's where we just go for holidays when we want to see the family.
When you want to move away from this busy area and be at a much quieter place.
Oh, yes. No, I get it. No, we appreciate your presence into South Africa. You've heard from the great Mr. Kotlolo. You've heard his advice, and the best thing that you can take from what he has said: be consistent, be passionate, and commit yourself to your dreams, and be disciplined to what you do. So with that being said, please continue to watch our podcast, like the page in all social platforms. And as you know, we've had a great conversation. This will build you. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.